Touch the leg and welcome to Tibet this week, where we bring you news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's have a look at today's headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama offers prayers for victims of natural disasters in China. His Holiness graces Lamdon School Golden Jubilee celebration. Tibetan Parliament holds strategic meeting in Delhi. Kalon inaugurates exhibition titled Mapping Tibet. Tibet House Japan starts 3-month Tibetan language class. Representative Kelsang Bawa attends 3rd Gelug Monlam Chenmo. On Thursday this week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama has shown concern over the series of shocking natural disasters happening in many different parts of the world, especially in China. His Holiness has offered his prayers to many loss of life and widespread damages to property and local ecology, and hope to be able to donate to the relief efforts. His Holiness the Dalai Lama met with 30 core members of the Sea Learning team in Ladakh on Thursday. The group told His Holiness that since the launch of the program in Ladakh just over a year ago, they have trained 500 teachers to implement social, emotional and ethical training in local schools. About 150 teachers from Leh and Kargil met to discuss their experience of working with the program. His Holiness advised the Sea Learning teachers and suggested that in the matter of education, there is no need to introduce religious ideas, and teachers should make secular ethics the basis on which to overcome problems. On Monday this week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama graced the Golden Jubilee celebration of Lamdon Model Senior Secondary School and inaugurated the Great Summer Debate. His Holiness, in his address, appreciated the resilience of Tibetans in Tibet who, despite CCP's disdain for religion and continued attempts to destroy people's faith in Buddhism, have failed to do so. His Holiness said Tibetans in Tibet are steadfast in their resolve to follow and support Buddha's teaching, similar to people from Ladakh to Tawang, with their single-pointed faith in Buddha and his teaching. He also remarked that throughout the Himalayan region, there is growing appreciation of the Nalanda tradition that is rooted in the practice of ethics, concentration and insight. This training enables a transformation within based on reason. His Holiness greeted the students, teachers and staff on the 50th anniversary of Lamdon School. A 5-day strategic meeting of the Tibetan Parliament in exile began in Delhi on Monday this week. The meeting was attended by Speaker Khenpo Tempel, Deputy Speaker Dolma and parliamentarians of the 17th Tibetan Parliament in exile. During the first day of the interactive session, they discussed India's Tibet policy on raising the issue of the Sino-Tibetan conflict in the Indian Parliament, Sino-Indian relations and on ways to elevate Tibet outreach campaigns. The first day's program featured talks on resetting India's Tibet Policy 2022 by O.P. Tendon and Ribon Banerjee, trustees of the Foundation for Non-Violent Alternatives, New Delhi, and on China's 2021 White Paper on Tibet. Implications for India's China strategy by Dr. Manoj Joshi, Distinguished Fellow at Observer Research Foundation. This was the third strategic meeting of the 17th Tibetan Parliament in exile. The previous meetings were held in Haryana and Dharamshala respectively in September and November of 2022. On Monday this week, Kalon of the Department of Information and International Relations, Central Tibetan Administration, inaugurated the temporary exhibition titled Mapping Tibet at the Tibet Museum. Kalon commended Tibet Museum's effort in organizing the event, adding that it was arranged as per the international cartography system. She shared her opinion on the significance of mapping and further emphasized how imperative it is to create awareness amongst Tibetans of the importance of maps, given that maps can tell stories of civilization. The special guest of the event, Tsering Wangyal Shawa, shared his knowledge on Tibet's cartographic history and stressed on focusing more on collecting, creating, standardizing and understanding cultural and geographical feature names in Tibetan language to retain the identity of the places. Tsering Wangyal Shawa has served as the Geographic Information System and Map Librarian at Princeton University Library since 1998, and he presently teaches a course on GIS for public policy at the Princeton School of Public and International Affairs. Tenzin Topten, the director of Tibet Museum, introduced the objectives behind the ongoing temporary exhibition. He explained the 4 sections of the exhibition: Tibet's map of the 17th to 19th century, Tibet's map from 1904 to 1918, Tibet's map after 1950s, and the map of Tibet's capital, Lhasa. Following the exhibition, Tsering Wangyal Shawa gave a 4-day training on GIS and mapping at TCRC Hall. Tibet House Japan starts its annual 3-month Saturday Tibetan language class on Sunday, 6 August at the office of Nishichoy, Shinjuku. Representative Dr. Tsawangebo Arya welcomed the students and said the language class will be not only about Tibetan language but also about Tibetan spiritual culture and the civilization. The students are from Japan, Mongol and from Chinese origins. Representative Kelsang Bawa and Venerable Geshe Tenzin Namdo Rinpoche from the Office of Tibet in Taiwan attended the Gelug Monlam Chenmo, the great prayer festival in Taipei, and met an offering of the mandala. Taiwan Gelug Buddhist Association organized a 3-day prayer festival for world peace from 4th to 6 August. This year's Gelug Monlam Chenmo in Taiwan is the 3rd of its kind and was attended by 300 monks, consisting of 150 from Tibetan Buddhist schools and the other half from Chinese Buddhist schools, along with several devotees. That is all the news for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. Thank you for watching Tibettv.